Hey everyone, Val here, and I am getting ready to go live. So let me see what I can do here. There we go. Let me cut this off, skip that. All right. Okay. Hey everyone, Val here, and I thought I'd come on tonight and do some of the positives of 2020. Now, I know everybody has like 100 negative things they can say about 2020, but for me and for Steve, we talked about it. We just went to Tennessee. We just got back from a 9-hour drive. We went to see the grandchildren, but we talked about it in the car about some of the positives of 2020. And so that's the subject of this live stream. Is going to be the positives of 2020. So if you want to come on and talk about some of your positives, I want to try to keep this all positive. So so let me know if you're in the live stream. Hi, Joe. How are you? I'm doing well. Like I said, we just got back from a 9-hour road trip down to Tennessee for the weekend. But just coming on to share some positives. So I'm going to start back all the way back at the beginning of 2019. If you have any positives you want to share them too, because I want us to think about some of the positive things that have happened in the last year, not just all of the negative. So starting in February of last year, or 2020, February 2020, we did get to go to Belize. Now, normally we do cruises, but we decided we wanted to try to dive Belize because everybody said how great the diving was in Belize. So we wanted to go down and dive. And the only way we could find to get to some of the dive places was to fly in. So we took a plane and we flew in and went to Hemanasi Dive Resort and spent a week there, and it was absolutely gorgeous. The staff was amazing. The food was good. Everything about it was good, except for the diving, and that's what we went for. The weather was not good for diving. The water was really rough. I wasn't real happy with the dive team, but I'm not going to focus on the negative. I want to focus on the positive, that we did get a trip in, because when we got back to the United States, that's when the virus hit, and we weren't allowed to take any more vacations, or we were, the flights out of the United States had been canceled. They had closed the borders. So we did get one trip in this year to Belize. We had an amazing time. We did a couple of dives. I mean, we went out one time and did 2 dives. Just really rough water. Another thing that came out of Belize was I ended up with bot flies in my legs and had to have them surgically removed. But like I said, let's just focus on the positive. The walk through the jungle was totally amazing. Okay, hey, Fariana Vlogs, how are you? Just talking about the positives in 2020. So we got back, and then we just kind of had to turn our focus onto things that we could do at home. So one of the things we did start was to do some home improvements. Now, we started my office area back in December, I guess it was, before we went on our trip. So by the time we had finished our trip and come back, my office area that we had put together was done. So we have Steve over here staring at me. I'm not sure why. Are you going to come and say hi? Or are you just going to stand there and stay? I don't know. So anyway, I guess Steve is going to come into the chat. So let me move some things out of the way so I can move over. So we did fit. That's true. That's a good thing. Oops. It's good to know who your friends are. All right. So Steve's coming into the chat with me. So we had finished the office.
Hello.
The office improvements. So that was a good thing. Hey, CR, how are you? Today's topic is the good things that happened in 2020, because there's a whole lot of bad out there. We don't want to focus on any bad. So we're going to go with all the good things that happened in our lives in 2020. So we had finished the office, my office area. So when we came back, and it ended up that I had to work from home. So I had my office. My office was ready to go, and that was a good thing because we didn't have to try to find a space for me to work. We had just finished building the office. It was ready to go. So I did have a space to work, and then we started the living room renovations. So it was kind of good that we got stuck at home and had the time to do some of the renovations that we wanted to do on the house. What?
It's stuck at home. I think it's stuck at home.
We didn't get to go on trips.
Oh, that way, yeah. That's true.
So you sewed a lot in 2020? I did a lot of crafts. I did do a lot of pot holders, making pot holders.
She did.
And knitting.
She got a lot done.
Knit a lot of hats.
You got that on your list?
I didn't, but I did. I think I did crafts on my list. Spent a lot of times on Skype with my sisters, and we did crafts together when we weren't doing home improvements together. So we did get the living room finished just about. We got a couple of things we still want to do to it. But yeah, hobbies are great. And right now, one of our hobbies is home improvement, because we want to really get the house. I mean, we bought the house a year and a half ago now, year and a half, I guess it's been. And we really want to get it fixed up to how we want it. So it's a good thing we got to be home a little bit to get the home improvements done. So now we're starting the dining room. So we got the dining room started. We've got all the painting done in the dining room for 2020. And now in 2021, we're going to try to get the dining room finished, hopefully January, by the end of January or beginning of February at the latest. Oh, you better get working then.
All the painting's done?
Pretty much. So working from home was good. I do go out with my job. I do go out too. And another blessing that we had was we both had jobs. A lot of people were out of work for 2020. A lot of companies had to close down or shut their doors temporarily. But both of the companies we've worked for did not have to shut down. So we were blessed, both blessed to at least have jobs. I worked from home, but also, my job takes me out of the house some too. So I figure we got a lot accomplished with our jobs and with the house itself. Now for spring and summer, we were looking for having some friends up, maybe having, like church groups or whatever over, but because of the situation, we weren't able to do that. But we were able to have friends up, like couples, just small groups. So we would invite friends of ours up 2 at a time, or, by families. So it didn't stop us from, because we are living in a lake house, it didn't stop us from going out and having fun, because we had our boat and we have the lake, and it's not like we have to go somewhere and stay somewhere. We were able to do it from our house. Have the boys for Valentine's want to make plans? Sure. Why not? That's February 14th. I have to look at my calendar. What day of the week is that? Oh, I don't have my calendar with me. But we did have friends up. We had good time. So
Stay by was free.
we did. That's a good thing too. We did have a couple close calls where friends of ours or people acquaintances had tested positive, but I got tested and I didn't. I was negative all the time. So February 14th is a Sunday. Okay, that may work. I don't know. I have to look at my calendar and see what we got coming close to that. Something should be able to work out, I would hope. So we did, Steve built a fire pit.
Yeah, but we didn't get to use it as much as I would have liked to. Just, I don't know. Got busy. with
Yeah.
other stuff.
Would have liked to use it more, but we did use it.
Yeah.
We actually cooked dinner out there a couple times, brought the table out beside the fire pit and cooked out there and put some sausages on the skewers. And I mean, it was pretty cool.
Need to make a grate for it. Cooking grate.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's something that we have to look forward to doing this year is to get the patio and stuff the way we want it, the outdoor front area where we have the grills. I got a Blackstone grill. We're going to get.
This girl says she doesn't need to use the fire pit now. She's got the Blackstone.
Yeah, but you can't cook. You can't cook over the fire that way.
No, you can't.
It's a grill, and we can cook peppers and onions and stuff on it. But we're going to do some Blackstone griddle videos coming up in the spring and the summer, I guess, whenever it starts getting warmer. One thing I did miss, because we used to go out once in a while and we stopped going out to eat. But we did have, like I said, we did have cookouts. Steve has gotten pretty good at grilling steaks and stuff. So I didn't really miss going out, but there was times where I wish that we could just, the restaurants were closed or very limited. Plus where we are now, there's not a whole lot of restaurants to choose from anyway. So.
At least a 40-minute drive.
Yeah. So we did the best we could. What else did you have for positives for this year? We didn't get to go on any cruises. But we did get cruise credits. We didn't lose money because we had, I had paid for one of the cruises in September that we were supposed to go on. And it was good that Celebrity Cruise Line not only refunded our money, but if we rebooked the same cruise over within 2021, they gave us a 125% credit plus a couple of perks. So we rebooked for the end of April this year. Same cruise, going to the same ports we haven't been to before, and we ended up with some credits to do some excursions with. So that was good. Steve was always good at grilling. Well, he's been pretty good at it. Have you been always good at grilling?
Put on there and you cook it.
At least don't burn it all the time. It's charred sometimes.
I've had a couple times where it got away from me.
Couple times, and if it's fattier, like if the steaks are a little fatty.
Away from it.
Yeah. Joe is saying one of the positives for his 2020 was that he got to spend quality time with the family, as well as my grandmother, who has bought a brand new house and we are currently cleaning and moving into. Oh, that's cool. That's a good thing. Yeah, it's good to spend more time with family. And I know that's a positive for a lot of people. I mean, not that they were out of work, but they got to spend more time with their children. I don't have small children, and don't have to worry about homeschooling and stuff like that. I don't know how I would have done that if my children were younger. I know that that would have been a challenge, because I have always worked. But so I do kind of feel for the people that have to go through all that. So Fariana's saying she's buffering and she's about 5 minutes behind, but that's okay. You'll catch up to me in about 5 minutes. So, but if you get to spend time with family, that's awesome. I mean, we are just the two of us. So we're always together at nighttime. We work during the day anyway. So we spend pretty much most of our free time together. Or at least in the house, and you're in one direction and I'm in another doing something. But, you know, we spend quite a bit of time together. We did get to do some fun stuff that were like socially distanced, and like hiking the battlefield. We were outside. We had our social distancing going on. We were safe. Hiking and outdoor stuff, being on the boat, that kind of stuff, it's always safe because no one could really get that close to us. We did visit the Marine Corps Museum last year, and that was a lot of fun, but we tried to keep our distance from people. It wasn't that crowded. The crowds in a lot of places were down. Not that we went a lot of places, but outdoor stuff. But
I think we wore a mask the whole time anyway.
In the Marine Corps Museum, we did, yeah. That is, yeah, all good positives.
Which is pretty awesome. So if you're a former Marine out there, even if you're not, you get a chance to go by and see it. You should do it.
Yeah,
it doesn't cost anything to get in.
Up in Northern Virginia. I don't know where everybody's from.
It's in Quantico, right outside the main gate there.
All right. Another positive we had for last year was we got to plant a garden. And we didn't plant a garden the year before, and the garden we had before that didn't do a whole lot of great stuff, but the garden we had in 2020 did an amazing. It grew. It was plentiful. The plants were huge. We got to put a lot of time and effort into it, and it produced a lot of vegetables. It was a really, really great garden.
But now I need to move it.
Another positive for CR is getting his green thumb back into the groove outside. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of time to be working outside this year because there wasn't a whole lot of other things to do it. Speak of it. Yep. So yeah, I really enjoyed the gardening this year. We got a lot of cucumbers, we got a lot of tomatoes, we made some homemade spaghetti sauce, we made some salsa verde.
Made some good pickles, made some bad pickles. I think all the pickles we made were bad though this year.
We didn't do a really good job on the pickles. No. We missed something that whatever ingredient that you're supposed to put in them to make them.
I think I need to open up my pickles, all of them. Throw them back in the pail and throw some more sugar in them and let them set in the sugar for 24 hours.
Oh, I don't know about sugar, but.
And then recant them. Yeah, they need more sugar. They taste good. I didn't put enough sugar in.
Okay, will you do that with your pickles? I think that our pickles are too soft. The dill pickles we made were too soft. They didn't keep a crunch. And my sister said you need alum for that. And I'm not real sure. I think it's too late for it. So maybe next year, if we try it again next year, we'll do a small batch and try it and see how it works out before we pickle a whole lot of them.
Give them out, get rid of them somehow. What you want to do with them?
I don't know.
Turn them into relish, I guess.
If somebody likes relish and wants to take them, put them through a grinder or something. We don't eat a lot of relish, and we still have some. I mean, I will keep some for relish, but we don't need as much as we did. So, CR saying he had a lot of daisies and tiger lilies for 2020. I love flowers too. We just planted some flowers at the end of 2020, so we'll see how they come up in the spring. Actually, a couple have peeked up. I think they think it's spring, but it's not spring yet.
I like the tiger lilies.
I do too. I love a tiger lily. So I hope you'll have to show us videos or something of those so that we can see them when they come up. I know you probably got snow now, but when they come up in the spring. So the garden did really well. I did slip and fall in some water in a little hole back in the garden back in May, and broke my thumb. But it's healed up now and is doing pretty good. So is what it is. It could have been worse. I could have broke my arm or something. So it was just a thumb. We did get to go to New York to visit my mom, which was still good. Relish is good for 2020. Yeah, I think it'll work for some relish. We're going to chop some up, maybe put some in some salads or something, maybe make some potato salads or something, whatever we can. Give us some ideas of what to use relish for. I don't use a whole lot of relish.
So?
Yeah, no. Visited New York and visited Tennessee. That was positives. We didn't get to do our out of the country trips, but we did get to do some in the country trips to see family.
We did do Pennsylvania.
Yeah, we did. We did. Pennsylvania.
I did.
We did Pennsylvania.
We did do Pennsylvania on the way back.
We had family visit. Your brother visited from Pennsylvania and stayed here for a few days. So we did have people stay here. So we got to do some stuff local with friends or, within the few states around us with family. Fariana's saying she puts it in her tuna. Yeah, you can put hard-boiled eggs in your tuna too with relish. That's good too.
Yep. I'm going to let you finish up.
All right.
Y'all have an awesome 2021.
Yeah.
And I'll catch you later.
And I'm going to finish up our list that we made. So, and I got popcorn. 2021 I'm trying to diet. I'm trying to get my diet on and get some more exercise. So even though we did go away for the weekend, I got 2 days of walking in. I walked a trail around the park, which was about 1.5 miles. We did like 3 loops on Friday, and then yesterday I walked from my granddaughter's house up to her school and back, which was about 2 miles, according to my Fitbit thing here. So I did get some miles in, which is good. Today I sat on my butt for 9 hours in the car, and I'm sitting on my butt now, so I'm not getting any walking in, but that's okay. I'm going to try to keep walking and try to watch my intake and see what I can do in January. I'm in a challenge with Fariana Vlogs and some other ladies to get fit in January. So let's see, some other positives we had were we working on the yard. We had a couple of trees taken down. We've planted the flower garden. We put up a new mailbox. Steve did some work in the garage. Built the fire pit. I said that right. And then he hooked up the generator for the house because we had the portable generator at the other house, and the way it hooks up the circuit breaker is too far in the house. So he had to do a transfer switch or something. I don't know. Anyway, but the generator is now hooked up. So if we have a storm or something and our power goes out, we will have a generator so that we can keep our refrigerator plugged in and working, and also have some lights and stuff. Besides that, we have the grills and stuff that we can cook on. We always have a way to cook. So, we did the Black Friday charity again in 2020. It was our 4th year. Was our 4th year? I think so. Anyway, it was the biggest year yet, which was a blessing because because a lot of people were out of work. Like I said, a lot of people have had bad years, but still we managed to raise over $2,500. I think we were at like 26 something. And that all went to a great cause to feed some hungry children, some families, to provide Christmas gifts for Christmas, and clothing and other items. So, I mean, that all went to a great cause. Again, thanking everybody who helped with that. But that was a big positive for me for 2020, was to be able to do the charity work that I did. I think it was the biggest year ever that I personally filled 30 Christmas stockings for the Salvation Army and turned those in. And that was my biggest year yet. Personally, for myself, I know the church as a whole has turned in more than that. But for me personally, to pledge 30 stockings and do it, and to personally adopt a couple of children and give them the Christmas that they needed to have. So for me, to be able to financially do that, it was a blessing because I enjoy charity work. I've hooked up with another charity, and they're going to be working with me in 2021 to help me further my missions that I want to do. They have sources for school supplies and things like that that I can share with the missions that I do. I'm also going to be working to try to go into missions in the community that I've moved into now. So that's all my goals for 2021 with my missions, is to be growing what I'm doing. I know that I really enjoy what I'm doing. I enjoy working with homeless children or children that don't have what they need. I think the children are the innocent ones in everything, and anything that I can do to make sure that a child gets a meal or has clothes or has school supplies, that's something that I really have a passion to do, is to help out with people that are facing homelessness by no cause of their own. Things happen. So anything that I can do to help that, and I know the YouTube community out there is a big part of that also, to help me to do that. So I do thank you guys. I did learn some new things in 2020, which is good. I learned a lot more about this computer system thing here, because part of my job is teaching adults, and I had to learn how to do that online. So by learning the whole GoToMeeting and Zoom thing, I do a Tuesday night Bible study class. I always facilitated Sunday morning Bible school for some adults, and we had probably about 12 adults in my class, and on a good day we'd have 5 or 6 show up. Maybe a really good day, maybe 8 or 9. But with the online Zoom class, I have people that aren't in our church that have asked me if they could join the class, and now I'm doing 15 plus people in the class, which is an even bigger blessing, because my group has gotten bigger, and I truly enjoyed Tuesday night Bible study classes through Zoom. I also do my teaching for my job through GoToMeeting, and I've learned how to get around the learning curves of the whole GoToMeeting and the challenges I have teaching with that, without having props and showing videos and stuff like that. I've learned how to do it through GoToMeeting without having all the issues. So that's a good thing, that now I have that source, that I don't ever want to stop my Zoom Bible study now, because I enjoy it so much on Tuesday nights. And I know the other people that don't go to church or have access to churches or Bible study, they enjoy doing it with me. So yeah, I mean, picking up skills, you have time, especially if, well, things have changed. The way the world is doing things now has changed. So you have to really adapt to them, or you're going to be left behind. So if you haven't taken the time to learn them, then, you're really, really losing out. I know there's a lot more to learn. But there's a lot out there that I have already learned. And I always was an online shopper, because it was easier for me because I stay so busy around the holidays and stuff. But I think I've done a whole lot more shopping online this year. So I don't know if that's good or bad. I like to support the local stores. So I'm trying to rethink how I online shop so I can maybe online shop, but maybe more from local stores to support the local community versus like Amazon or some of the big box places. So, CR is saying that's awesome. Oh, really? You learned to knit? That's awesome. And there's so much you can learn from YouTube. If put something in YouTube, there's ladies that teach knitting. I've learned years ago, more than 10 years ago, I watched a YouTube video on how to put a backsplash up, how to do tile work. And I tiled a backsplash, and people that looked at it said it was a better job because I'm very like anal and I want everything to be perfect. And I did the tiles instead of doing, the square tiles, I did them diagonal and put them in, and it was beautiful. And I grouted them myself and everything. Taught myself how to do it through YouTube. So, and people that looked at it said it was better than I could have hired somebody to do it. Wouldn't have been as good. So, you can learn a whole lot from YouTube. So if there's something that you want to learn how to do and you don't know how to do it, yeah, perfectionist. I want everything to be perfect. So, yeah. So that's the same with laying the flooring. We learn how to lay the hardwood flooring in. I've never done that before until we started doing it, and I did the office. So there was a little learning curve to that. Got out into the living room. It seemed like it went a whole lot easier and a whole lot quicker. But it takes time to learn those things. But if you never try, you're never going to learn. It's okay to make mistakes. You just, keep trying until you master whatever it is, or at least you do it once and you say, okay, I did it. Now I'm good with that. I'm not going to do that again. That was a lot of work. So whatever your comfort level is to doing things. But if you want to, like, oh, I want to knit a hat or I want to knit a scarf, and you do it and say, okay, I did it. I proved to myself I could do it. And then, you may not want to keep doing it, but at least you know that you've learned how to do it. Yeah, it's wood paneling. It's real wood paneling. It's tongue and groove, but it's solid wood. It's not the fake stuff. So we wanted the house to have a nice hardwood floor that was real wood. And I did the tongue and groove wall paneling too in the office to build the bookshelf in there and the coat closet in there. I did the tongue and groove paneling on the walls, and like just that back wall and the two sides. Some new gadgets that we bought in 2020. I got a couple of portals. I bought, if you bought 2 portals, you got 1 free. So I ended up buying a couple, and I gave 2 of my sisters a portal so that we could communicate easier. Because we're all, like, I have a sister in Texas and 2 in New York. 2 in New York. My mom's in New York, and then I'm in Virginia. So it was easier for us than to do Skype because we were having some issues with Skype. So we ended up getting portals, and I'm in the process now of getting my mom a portal because my mom, she doesn't do much. She's 87 years old, and she lives in a like assisted living kind of place. And with the way that it's limited visitation and stuff like that, depending on, what the virus is doing. It's hard to be able to see her. So we're getting her a portal now so she can join us. The flags. Trying to remember the flags. Hi, Iron Fire Horse. How are you? We're just trying to find the positives of 2020. So that's what we're working on now. So for me, a positive on 2020 was the communication. Is I learned a whole lot of new ways to communicate through Portal, through GoToMeeting, through Zoom, just a whole lot of new ways to communicate. We did, being that we had just moved 6 months earlier before the whole lockdowns and stuff that went on, we had to find a lot of new things in our community that we could do. The one good thing is our post office here, because we are in such a small community, is a lot easier to get in and out of. I can go with packages. If I was in my old community that I lived in before, I would have to stand in line for a long time because there were a lot of people went in there. Now I go in and there may be one person in line ahead of me, but there's rarely more than one other person in the post office when I go in. So it's so much easier to get in and out of the post office to mail packages if you need to mail packages or buy stamps or something. So that's a positive thing for 2020. Yeah, your mom. I'm just ordered I just ordered a portal for my mom. I think she's having trouble hearing, and my sisters are getting her another hearing aid. I don't know. I think there's something wrong with the hearing aid that she had, but my sister has a portal and she took it over to her apartment to see if she could hear it, if she turned it up, and she can hear it, so she'll be able to see and hear us. So I had ordered a portal for my mom, which should be in a few weeks, so that my sister's going to teach her how to use it so that we can call her and she can just hit the portal and be able to see us. And I think for her to be able to see us and also to hear us, she at least can sit and, like on the weekend, sometimes we're just sitting here and knitting together, or, I'm sewing and they're knitting or sewing quilts or whatever. But we kind of hang out because we don't really have a whole lot of other things we can do. So mom could hang out with us. And so we're trying to be able to get something where she's going to be able to do that with us. That's awesome. So 2020 was a better year. Yeah, I think there was a lot of positives about 2020. And I know a lot of people say, oh, I'm so glad the year's behind us. I mean, the year doesn't change because the date changed by one day. My whole thought of this live stream was to say, hey, there are some good things that happened in 2020. It wasn't all bad. I mean, would I have liked to had more people come to the house, being that we're in this new house now? Yeah, I would have loved to have some more parties on the river or on the lake and stuff. Could we not do that? No, but we can do that this summer, hopefully. We did have friends up, couples at a time here or there. It's not like we stopped having couples up, but we couldn't have large groups, and that's okay. We did find out that the Battlefield Country Store, that's probably about half an hour from us, is one of our new favorite places because they sell curd cheese and they have really good wraps. And I mean, their wraps are like huge. So the food there is really, really good. So we did find a new favorite place. Another store that we found up in Fredericksburg that has become one of my new favorite places is called This and That Store. And they have a little this, a little that, but the prices are really good. And it has become one of my favorite stores. I did find somebody to do my hair. It took me a little while because of, the whole thing going on in 2020. But I did find a lady I like a lot, and I can make an appointment with her and go in and be the only one in the place. They're like, it's an extension of her house. So she makes one-on-one appointments and has people come in to get their hair cut. And it's not like having to sit in a mall. And I've always had to go to the mall before to get my hair cut. And now I have an individual, private individual that's going to cut my hair every time now. So that's a positive for 2020. So I got to make the changes with my doctor and everything because of our move. But we found people that we like and like better than the places that we were at before. Irene's saying housing has been so afraid of getting cooties from us that they don't harass us the same now. Oh, that's good. That is good. So if they come around, cough on them. That's a good thing. All right. So what else you guys got that's good for 2020? I mean, really for us, a lot of our year was gardening, which our garden just did amazing this year. We didn't have our big cruises and stuff, but we did get our trip to Belize in February, which was a beautiful trip. I recommend that to anybody. Sitting on the beach and just relaxing, and it was awesome. Hiking the jungle, amazing. Seeing monkeys in the wild, up in the trees, and iguanas, and it's such a fun trip. That would get you charged. Very serious people. Yeah, I guess it would. But yeah, I mean, there were a lot of positives of things going on in 2020. It wasn't just a negative year. So I just wanted to come on and just share my thoughts on that. I was going to do a 2020 summary, but I didn't want to bring anything really bad or negative into it. I mean, everybody's life has negatives in it. My goal is to stay positive as I can. There's lots of stuff going on that just makes me shake my head right now. But I'm not going to dwell on all those things. I'm going to try to stay positive. I'm going to try to keep good vibes. I'm going to try to go on with my missions and see how I can develop that this year going forward, and try to get the house fixed up, finish the dining room, get the kitchen done. We want to get a foundation put on the house. So much stuff that we want to get finished, and having to stay home is not a bad thing for us because we need to get those things done. So SMH. Everybody uses the initials SMH, and I don't even know what they stand for. I'm seriously, honestly don't. I wish somebody would tell me what those initials stand for. Yeah, we don't want to talk about it. We don't want to talk about it. I try to keep it off my channel. So, shake my head. There you go. All right, that will work. Yeah, I'm shaking my head about a lot of stuff, but I don't try to bring it on this channel. So, I try to keep this channel positive and family friendly and everything else that I can do. There are a lot of shaking my heads right now. Shook my head today. Y'all know. Anyway, going on to 2020, staying positive, going to try to keep positive, going to try to, if they got the shots coming, I said I'm going to take the shot. I will probably still take the shot unless something drastic comes up and, everybody starts having adverse reactions to it or something. But my boss was one of the people that was in the trials. He's doing just fine, and he's 70 years old or in his 70s. Yeah, you're right. I'll never forget it now. But so I really think I'll take the shot when it comes. It's available to me. I want to go on the cruise in April because we're going to go to Bonaire in Aruba and Curacao. I don't know how to say it, but anyway, we're gonna and Grand Caymans, I believe. So I think we're diving Grand Caymans and Bonaire, and we're doing some land excursions on the other two ports. But we've been to Grand Caymans before. We have not been to the other three islands. Looking forward to it. Really hope the cruise doesn't get canceled because I know they're saying they're not cruising until the end of February. Our cruise is not till the end of April. So hopefully the vaccines will get out, people will get them, the virus will go away, and we'll be back into cruising. Until then, I will be working on our house. We'll be, I'm still working on hats. I knit a couple hats over the weekend. I take my knitting with me when I go places. Worked on a couple hats, got a couple hats done. Just, keep on around the house, getting things accomplished, work on my missions, see how I can develop that this year coming. And those are kind of my goals for the year. Get another garden planted this year. Excited about the tomato sauce or the spaghetti sauce we just made. I was glad to get that done because we didn't have any fresh spaghetti sauce last year. I ended up having to buy store-bought. Not my thing. I'd rather have homemade because I know I don't put sugar in it and any artificial stuff. So they say I can't have the vaccine because I have many allergies requiring an EpiPen. Oh, well, that's probably not good then. Yeah. Some people do have allergic reactions. So I hear if you have a lot of allergies. But if everybody around you gets a vaccine, you should be fine. So hopefully other people will have enough sense to get it. I don't know. I'm just thinking it's probably more advantage to it than not. I know people say both ways. I don't know. It's a personal choice, I guess. As far as trips this year, the only one we have planned is the cruise, and then we have another cruise planned for 2022 in January 2022. So, and we're going to go with friends of ours that we met on YouTube. The Greens, they don't do videos, but they do watch my cruising videos and stuff. We did a meetup with them. We've been friends with them for about a year now. And we have booked a cruise together for January 2022. So that's still about a year away. Yeah, I don't know why people don't take it serious. They think I don't know. Because even where we were in Tennessee, and they say Tennessee's numbers are up, people weren't wearing masks. And I don't understand it. So I don't know. The whole attitude is, whatever, we don't have to. I don't know. I wear one. So if I'm out, I wear one. Not outside. If I'm outside, I don't wear one. But if I go into a store, I go into work or whatever, I wear a mask. So anyway, don't want to make this any kind of political debate or anything. So to each their own. I'm just trying to keep this positive. Just talking about the positives that I saw in 2020 for us. For us, we had jobs, we stayed busy, we got things accomplished. For us, it was not a bad year. There were things we wish would have been better, but we didn't. There were a lot of positives. So I think I am going to call it a night because we had a 9-hour drive today from Tennessee. And it's time for me to get some rest. I need to catch up on some videos because I'm way behind because I didn't have a whole lot of being on YouTube time. We did stay in a hotel, so we went from my stepdaughter's house to the hotel at night, probably around 8 o'clock or so. So we were extremely tired. We were in a different time zone, trying to adjust to the time zone and the time, and so we're tired now. I spent maybe an hour or so at night at the most on YouTube. I watched a couple of videos, and that was about it. So I got some videos coming up for y'all on our trip, and I'm gonna try to keep. I have to come on to see you because it's been like I'm having withdrawals because I didn't get to watch a whole lot of YouTube the last like 3-4 days because of our trip. So I had to come on and say hi to everybody. And I did want to do this reflecting back on 2020 video or live stream. I was going to do it in the car. I was like, nah, I'm going to just go home and do a live stream. So anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming. I want y'all to have a wonderful 2021. Maybe we'll come back and see how it's going. Meet up again on YouTube here and discuss how our year is going. I know we'll get together again. So y'all have a wonderful night, and thumbs up the video if you haven't done that. Have a good day. Everybody that come in, I appreciate you coming into the chat. And everybody that'll watch it later, have a great 2021. I love you guys. And I'll chat with y'all later. Bye now.